Why is Tesla stock tanking today? Again, I wake up, I check Tesla stock, and it's down almost 5%. Naturally, I go to Chicken Genius for any news, and I see that he does have a short position. And at first, I was like, did he misspell Tesla? But turns out no, this is a company that specializes in silicone breast implants. Interestingly, Ken started a short, or he tweeted about this on October 31st, which if he started a short on that day, then he's making money. Although initially it looked like he wasn't, but then he's making money, probably. But what is going on with Tesla today? Is it because everyone is thinking Elon Musk is going to sell Tesla stock shares? Well, I don't think that's the reason why the stock tanked earlier today. Here's why. Turns out there's a recall. You look at the news and it's everywhere. It looks horrible. You read the headlines, Tesla recalls 40,000 US vehicles over potential loss of power steering assist. This looks really bad, right? Hence the stock just collapsing. Almost 5%. Inevitably, Tesla will have a bad recall. So is this one of those really bad recalls that is inevitable? I mean, every automaker had very bad recalls in the past, and they are fine. And then I started reading into this, and it says, an October firmware release has caused some vehicles to lose power steering when driving over bumpy roads and potholes. Okay. October firmware release. You mean, does this mean we can fix this with software update? So then I read further through the whole thing, and then I see that reduced or lost power steering assist does not affect steering control, but could require greater steering effort from the driver, particularly at low speeds. Okay, so that doesn't sound nowhere nearly as bad. We just need to use a little bit more strength. I have driven a car where the car literally had zero power steering, and it was fine. It's just really hard to turn the car if you are parked. Once you start going, it's really easy. You just need a little bit harder. And then I keep reading this thing, and it says that the recall requires a software update that's pushed to the cars over the air. When I saw this news story, actually first, because they always get you with those clickbait titles, right? So I just went straight to the bottom, and at the bottom, it just said, Tesla had identified 314 vehicles with a problem as of the first month, but the company is not aware of any injuries or deaths really said. This is what I read as the first thing, basically, because they always put those disclaimers at the bottom, at least, usually. And then I read this. Automaker said, no action is necessary from the owner, so that's good. And then I was like, okay, this is just another one of those where nothing is really happening. It's just a discount. Thank you very, very, very much. Then I'm recording this. We are still 3 hours away from the markets closing, and the markets seem to have realized, oh, okay, this is no big deal. Back to normal, back to where we started in the beginning of the day, sort of. Still down, but nowhere near as much. I almost wonder, and I almost sometimes believe, that all those media outlets, they are actually secretly long-term holders of Tesla stock. Because why would you create so much FUD for nothing? I mean, if you do that and the stock goes down, you're just getting yourself a discount. Now, of course, the real reason is they just get more clicks. That's a simple reason. They make more money this way. Now, in all seriousness, should I sell Tesla stock? Well, for me, it's very simple. I do not care what the stock price does. What I do care a lot, and I mean very, very much, is, are we going to still solve full self-driving? When I look at the videos, I see positive progress. This is 100-mile drive, multiple drives compiled into 100 miles, no takeovers, 0 takeovers. I see us being still on the trajectory of solving full self-driving. Then the next thing I asked myself is, Are we making more money, or are we still making the same profit? Well, we're making more money every single year. The company's fundamentals are getting stronger. Then, are there any major issues with production? Increasing by about 50% year over year, or 40% year over year, or just 30% year over year if you want to be more bearish. I think 50% year over year deliveries still are looking very good. So demand, is there a demand issue? Well, there's the $25,000 Tesla. There's the Cybertruck. There is the minivan. I don't see those. Why? Because there's no demand issue. That's why you don't see those. The $25,000 car was supposed to be here already, but it's not, because there's too much demand for the Model Y, Model 3, and Model Y. Model Y is set to become the best-selling vehicle in the whole world by revenue next year, and probably by number of units sold a year after that. That actually might be a little bit conservative. But it doesn't really matter. What matters is full self-driving for me. That's the 10x event. If we saw full self-driving, which Elon Musk believes that is 100% happening, I just don't know what exact timeline. I think it's before 2030. Is it going to be next year, later this year, a year after next year, 2026, 27, 28? To me, it does not matter at all. What does matter is that right now I want to keep accumulating Tesla stock as much as possible. So I prefer lower prices as long as fundamentals remain the same. Which fundamentals? They are improving. Like, can you just think about that for a moment? Fundamentals. If you bought Tesla stock 2 years ago, fundamentals back then, they're quite a bit worse compared to now. Because now we scaled up quite a bit. We got Giga Berlin now, we got Giga Austin, we got those two factories that are outside of China. And for me, when I went into Tesla stock in early 2019 and I looked at China and I was like, yeah, I don't like relying on China so much. What if there's some conflict between the two biggest economies in the world, and now Tesla is collateral damage of this whole thing? I did not like that idea, but I thought even if that happens, I thought Tesla would be okay. And now we are moving away from that risk by diversifying our factories and having a lot more production outside of China now than within China. So I am keeping all of my Tesla stock. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Postis, reporting to you from Vancouver City, Canada. I'll see you later today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet.